So, new episode of things I didn't think I would be dealing with my granddad's dementia. Episode 2. So we had the mouse, which was obviously like a hallucination that we've dealt with. Mousetraps work for the invisible imaginary mouse. We've dealt with that. But last night we had the couldn't get his book started. This had me confused for a hot minute, not gonna lie, because the TV was involved in the situation and had me and my rational mind thinking it was the TV that was the issue when it wasn't. So kind of all starts off with him coming and finding me holding his book and the TV remote and saying he can't get it started again. I'm thinking, well, holding a TV remote, it's got to be something to do with the TV. Silly rational mind. It wasn't. Spoilers. So I go in, he's telling me this story about how he paused this, started watching this. When he finished watching that, he couldn't get that started again. Pausing, starting, stopping, all of this. He watches his TV programs off a box where he can record TV programs onto. So my mind is, there is a TV program somewhere in this box that he wants to watch, and I now need to figure out which one it is and how to find it. So we went through that. It wasn't. So I'm like, nothing to do with the TV. We don't want any. So I'm like, oh, okay, we'll turn the TV off then. And he's talking about the book again. So I'm like, oh, okay, you want to get back reading the book? So I'm like, here's a little pillow, put, cushion, put in your lap, put your book on there, rest it on there, you can read your book. So he's then telling me how he started the book on the prologue this morning and he's now up to here, but he can't get it started again. And I'm like, oh, well, just start there. On that page that you have open, that you read up to. And he's like, no, I can't get started again. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, have you got to a point where maybe you've lost the story point? Do we need to go back a chapter? And he's like, no, I just can't get it started. And I'm like, okay, well, just that word there, that which happened to be hello. I'm like, yeah, hello, get started there. And I think I've solved the problem then, because he seems to be sat there looking at it like he's reading it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go off and carry on living my life for the rest of the evening. And he doesn't say anything else, to the contrary of that. So I'm off. I'm then back. He hears me about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, making a hot chocolate in the kitchen. He comes and finds me and he's like, still can't get it started. And he's like, it's been an hour and a half. He's starting to get frustrated at this point. The TV is back on again. So my brain is back to the TV. Silly Alice. With my rational thinking, no. So I'm then like, oh, okay, what's going on? But then I see the TV remote being pointed at the book and I'm like, oh, okay. That's where we're at. We are trying to turn the book into an audiobook or a movie, and it's not happening. How frustrating. How very fucking frustrating. So I've then got to obviously deal with that, and kind of like in a way where I'm not contradicting what he thinks is a reality, because first rule of Dementia Club is don't fight with the person with dementia. And that kind of rolls on from that one, like, don't contradict them in any way. So I just say, okay, well, we're getting frustrated with this. We can't get into it. It happens sometimes, things like this. And I just delicately kind of close the book and take it from him and put it under my arm like a little clutch handbag. And, you know, it's frustrating. It happens. Let's see what's on TV. Seeing as the TV is already on, it's on mute, but let's go with this. So I pick up the TV book. I'm starting to list things. One of the TV programs was apparently the most offensive thing I could have ever said, so we quickly moved on from that one. And luckily, one of Channel 5's many channels came through in the clutch with Jason Bourne. Thanks, Matt Damon. You saved my ass last night. We got him sat there watching Jason Bourne. He's probably watched it before, but he was okay with watching it again. And that then solved that problem. But yes, in his mind, and something that hadn't ever occurred to me would ever be something that you would ever think could be something that you would think you'd be able to do. But yes, trying to start the book with the TV remote and making it, you know, the book being on the TV, maybe, I don't know what was happening in his mind as to, he obviously, because the TV kept being, the TV was then on again when I went back down again, he obviously thought somehow the two worked together. But yeah, so if you ever come up against something in that situation, you've just got to delicately remove the frustration, aka the book that won't start, and put it aside and redirect to something else. We then almost had it come up again because this was me on my own at home because my mum had gone out. She came back in again, saw the book was on the dining table behind him, and mentioned the book. And we can go to the library tomorrow if you want, and you can pick out a new book if that one's not working for you. I'm running down the stairs like my fucking feet are on fire to shut her the fuck up. But luckily we kind of like, I brought some cake home. Distracted him again. So yes. So it's kind of something new every day. Something new every week, really, of the things that you never thought would ever be an issue or would ever be something that you would think into existence in this case.